So, big question. Did you date anybody or have relationships before Clint? And how did you know for sure that he was the one that God had for you?
Wow. Yes, I did date. I didn't date for about 11 years, though. Since my last dating relationship, like full-on dating relationship. Like, there were guys in my life, but I didn't really date them, even though there was interest on both sides sometimes. But yeah, I dated through college. Just a side note on that, like, I'm really grateful that I kept the standards I did. One of the stories that, believe it or not, meant a lot to me was Joseph and how he ran and left his cloak and ran away from sin. And I remember God did not convict me that I wasn't supposed to. This is more than you've asked. But anyway, God did not convict me that I wasn't supposed to kiss during my dating relationships. But he gave me a very deep connection that I was supposed to just stay pure, and that my goal was to help his mind be pure. And so what happened was, I remember one time I was, this guy I was dating kissed me, and then all of a sudden he goes, "I think you should go back to wherever you were." And I was like, "Okay." And I ran, like literally ran. And I turned back around when I was half across the room and said, "Goodbye." And he laughed at me and goes, "Well, you didn't have to like jump up, Amy. Like, it wasn't that important." And I said, no, I did, because I care about you and I don't want any sin in between us, you know? And at the end of that relationship, both of us led us to both believe that God didn't want that. And I remember him saying, "Amy, you taught me what a godly relationship was." And I don't know if that was a part of it or what, and I feel humbled by that comment. But anyway, yes, I did date before it. They were wonderful. I have no regrets, which is crazy. But I have no regrets in those dating relationships. We didn't go too far. We both cared about each other. We were friends until they got engaged. And then I'd say, "I'll see you in heaven." And that has saved me from a lot of pain. There was one time I didn't do that. And I wished that I would have. And not because anything happened, but because I wasn't sure that the guy's emotions weren't kind of tied to me still as a friend. And so I realized I just want to cut those off because I love them, because I care about them. And so there's great friends that I'll see in heaven that I wish I could see their kids and everything like that. But anyway, how did I know that Clint was the one? Well, God was very clear with my heart. Like, showed me that there was something different in my heart during this time with Clint. I remember feeling such a peace and a joy, and it was like this freedom that I wasn't scared. I could just totally go after him. I'm not go after him, but go after God with Clint. I realized that Clint really did love the Lord. I realized that there was nothing wrong in our relationship in the way of like wrong motives on either of our side, me denying things about him that I probably shouldn't deny. There wasn't any of that. For me personally, I questioned all the way. But I knew about a month in. And looking back, I knew the time he asked me to date him. But I was denying it the whole time. I was trying to find reasons out of it, which I know is kind of abnormal. But really and truly, even during the engagement time, I've still asked God, is this really the one? Is this really what you want? And every time God has been so clear with me, even to the point of bringing other people along. One of the biggest absolute sure's for Clint and I have been how supportive every single authority in our life has been. Every single friend. Literally not one person has had hesitation. And that has meant more to Clint and I than almost anything. And we've let them into, okay, what about this? And what about this? Amy travels, Amy, whatever. And just a lot of things about even the way that we're different, and just the support that we've had, and realizing that love is a commitment. That I can choose. Yeah, I can choose to wait and try out every other dating relationship, but Clint is the one that I want to come to and tell about my day. Clint is the one that I want to share things with. And so just realizing that God has been so clear gives me confidence, and that I really love Clint, and that I realize that love is going to grow, that I don't even know what love is right now, but I know it's going to grow.
And I love how you talked about in the making of your video earlier about how you asked family and friends, hey, tell us what you see from the outside, which I don't think most people do.
And the fact that we did that wasn't the biggie. The biggie was Clint's leadership. Mm-hmm. And Clint's willingness to be like, we'll say no now. And both of us were like, if you see any red flags, we're done. Like, we didn't have a hold on each other. And this, like, even just attraction and everything that was going on there, that was not enough. We wanted God's will worse than we wanted even what we thought we had together.
And tell me about this covenant. You know, there is a covenant in marriage. Yeah. That's evident in the Bible, but I really, honestly, you're the first one I think I've ever heard of that you and Clint made a covenant dating. So what did that look like?
Well, we were talking about covenants at church, and Clint came to me before we dated. So this was before we prayed for a month. And he said, Amy, during this month, I was wondering if you would mind, as if I wrote up a covenant for our dating relationship. And I'd like for you to write out the things, too, of just what is our relationship going to be about? What is the purpose of our dating relationship? And what are we going to be true to God for? And he, on February 14th, also gave me a promise ring of our purity, so that when we saw that, I'm not wearing it right now only because I was taking bridal portraits and I took it off. But anyway, I've always worn it on this finger. But it's a purity ring, and he had one and I have one. And from that day on, we started wearing that as well. Just when we look down, are we pure before God and pure before each other? And but the covenant was really, this is our mission covenant. This is our, I wish I had it in front of me, but I don't. But just all the different ways how we wanted to serve together at church, how we wanted to do this and that, and what reason were we dating for? It was really the reason of the covenant.
Well, Amy, I think you already answered a big question and a big topic, especially with young girls, that goes on with relationships, and that is you waited.
Absolutely. Oh, my word.
And
I can, go ahead.
With how the influences around us, I mean, that's not normal as far as what the world puts on us. It's not normal to wait. It's normal to try it out. You know, it's part of relationships. How did you fight that, and why? Why did you fight that?
I can tell you this. If I surround myself with people and television shows that tell me that something's right is right, that something's wrong is right, within 4 years or less, I will be living it out. I heard that quote, and it's kind of stuck in my mind that I will be believing that it's right. And that kind of put me on a war front against me being whisked away by lies. My dad said something to me when I was younger. The reason why I stayed pure, he said, Amy, do you want to be liked for now or respected forever? He goes, you have to make that choice. And that was a really big thing in my head. So even in high school, I was like, do I want to be liked for now or respected forever? And you know what? I want to be respected forever. I want these guys at the end of high school to be like, there was one girl and she loved Jesus. And that's what I want in a wife. Or maybe led them to Christ even later on in life. So my mission wasn't just today. Am I liked by everyone today? It was, God, I want to live now for you. And I know you didn't ask this, but I'm just going to share this. When I was in high school, there was one time in my 10th grade year that I remember thinking through the verse, if anyone would come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. And that is not like a, if you want to. That's like, that is following him. And I remember going, okay, God, I get like a little bit about following you. I get a little bit about like denying myself. But I don't get this cross thing. Like, what is this cross? And I remember I wanted to date so bad. Like, I just wanted somebody to love me. I wanted to be like, you know, where you had somebody with you all the time. And I wanted that. I wanted to be looked at as attractive and all that. And it was just like God laid on my heart, Amy, dating right now is that cross. I was like, what? I was like, Lord, well, I want to know you more. So God, if that's the cross I'm supposed to take off, then Lord, I don't want anyone to come for the next, and I almost said 6 months, then I said a month. Lord, for the next month, nobody, don't even send them. And I remember I walked off that bus that morning, and I literally felt like I was holding someone's hand. Like Jesus was that close. And I remember my cheeks were so, like, I couldn't even stop smiling. And it turned into pretty much the rest of my high school because there was such a contentment. I didn't need that. I just wanted to serve the Lord. And so how did I wait and why did I wait? There was no reason I could find to give away something that I wanted to give my husband. And why did I wait? Another reason is because I did not want to have that guilt to carry around the rest of my life. And there was no amount of pleasure that seemed anywhere close to the pleasure of knowing that I followed the Lord. And so it didn't matter what that guy wanted. God was my leader. And if God said no, I said no. And now I'm learning other things in my life that God says no to. But how did I wait? I didn't put myself in situations. I tried not to put myself in situations that would give me temptation. But more than that, him temptation. And that saved me out of a lot of the temptations. Because if I thought, this guy really wants to have us alone right now, maybe we didn't need to go alone. I was just putting him under temptation. So did I really love him? Did I really care about him? Then I would want what would make this easiest for him. He's going to struggle for sex more than I am. So am I making it easy for him? Because that's really going to show whether I really love him or not. So that was some of the reasons.
Amy, I can't tell you how awesome this has been, and you gave me chill bumps, and we are going to finish up this video with your wedding.
Okay.
So we're so excited for you, and we'll be seeing you in 7 days.
Okay, sounds great. There's a lot to do. You want to help me unpack? Okay.
Bye.
Bye.